Hey guys, gonna try out this YouTube thing. Never done it before. Let's see how it goes. So today we're going to be working on the WRX. We're going to do a little bit of detail work to it. We're going to clay bar it, we're going to polish it, and then we're going to finish that up with a ceramic coating. Let's check it out, see what we got. So this is everything that we're going to be using today. We're going to start off with the Meguiar's detailing clay with the Wizard's Mist and Shine as our lubricant. Follow that up with the Rupus polisher with the yellow fine polishing pad and the Uno Protect. This stuff's fairly new, came out not terribly long ago, so we'll have to check it out and see how that does. Then finally, we're going to do the Wizard's ceramic coat. This whole kit has a whole bunch of stuff in it, everything that you're going to need to get the job done. We're going to use a brand new package of some microfiber towels, and then we're going to follow everything up with the Mystic spray wax at the very end. So here we go. We're going to start with the detailing clay, the Meguiar's detailing clay, and the Mist and Shine. Basically, all you're going to do is soak the panel really well, and then go over it with the clay. You want to keep your clay pretty wet. Once it gets dirty, just kind of fold it in on itself, and always be using a clean side on it. Then wipe it up with a nice clean microfiber towel. I'm going to put this in time-lapse mode because it's going to take forever. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the other side. All right, so that was the first side of the car. We got the front, the back, and the other side obviously left to go. Just a little heads up, when you're using this, you can kind of feel it catch on the contaminants and stuff that's on the paint. Once it gets all removed, it kind of feels a little bit smoother. I detailed this car about a year ago, so we're not getting a whole lot of it off of it. I hardly ever drive this thing, so it's going pretty quick right now. Of course, if you haven't done it in a while, it's probably gonna take a little bit longer for you, but just a little bit of elbow grease in there, we'll get her done. All right guys, just got done clay barring the car using the Meguiar's mild detailing clay. Took me about an hour or so. Like I said, I just done this about a year ago with not very much mileage in between. So it went pretty smooth, went pretty fast. Your miles may vary. I used the Wizard's Mist and Shine as my lubricant. Like I said, make sure you keep it nice and wet all the way throughout. I recommend a new package of microfiber towels. You're gonna start burning through a lot of them. Your favorite beer and some good tunes, because it takes a little bit of elbow grease. Next up, we're gonna get the buffer ready. It's a little late tonight, so probably be in the morning, but for you guys, it'll be the next edit. Ready? Today we're gonna be using the Rupus 21 Bigfoot. It's a random orbital buffer, which just means as it spins, it also moves horizontally and vertically, so you get that random orbital motion. With the Uno Protect, this is a all-in-one polish and sealant. Pretty new, just came out with the Rupus fine polishing pad, and we're also going to keep using our microfiber cloths. Basically all you got to do is just prime the pad with 4 little dollops of polish on there, and we'll get to the car. You want to keep your areas that you're working on fairly small. I think Rupus recommends 6 times the size of the pad, so we'll just do pretty much 1 panel at a time, maybe half the hood. After it sets up and you polish it, we'll wipe it on with the microfiber cloth and see what she looks like. I forgot to mention, I'm also going to be using the little 3-inch pistol battery powered buffer that I picked up for all the little tight areas that the bigger one can't get into. I got my apron on, let's get started. Alright guys, so that was the first side of the car. Looks great. I'm loving what that Uno Protect is doing. It's just a polish. We're not doing anything aggressive with any kind of compound. So we have our buffer speed down pretty low. We're not removing a whole lot of material. If you are going to use a compound and something a little bit more aggressive to get out some more defects, you want to make sure that your pad is flat against the car. You don't want to be putting too much pressure on it. Let the buffer do the work for you. And also be aware of your body lines. This WRX has a lot of body lines on it. You don't want to stay on those too long with the pad because it'll remove a lot more material and you'll end up burning through on your clear. Since we're just doing a polish with this today, I'm not too worried about it. It's coming out great. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the car. Alright guys, so we're all done polishing. I gotta say that Rupus Uno Protect did a lovely job. Everything's nice, smooth, glossy. And actually I was surprised by this little guy too. It's pretty powerful. The battery doesn't last too long, but it does come with 2, so it was nice to be able to switch out and just keep rolling with it. So next up, we gotta give her a bath. So that's going to be it for the wash. Just something quick, gentle. You want to make sure you're getting all of the dried compound out, all the little nooks and crannies everywhere. You don't want that stuff sitting on any plastics. It'll stain it and then eventually ruin it. So yeah, just nice quick wash. Let's get her inside to dry it off. It's pretty freaking cold out here. So the car is pretty much dry. Went around it with the Wizards Water Bandit and the microfiber towel, making sure everything was real nice and dry, no water spots. The ceramic coating locks everything down, so if there's any kind of dirt or water spot or paint defect, that's gonna stay on the vehicle once that ceramic coat dries. So you wanna make sure everything's spotless. The car's looking great, guys. We're almost there. I'm super excited. So here's everything that came with the Wizards ceramic coat paint kit. Came with some extra microfiber towels and some gloves, a couple applicator pads. You have your ceramic boost, which is just basically the Mystic spray wax. That's your final coat that goes over everything once you're done. We have the actual ceramic coating. It's a pretty small bottle, but a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. So this is probably about 2.5 cars worth, depending on how big your car is. And then we have our pre-coat cleaner, which is actually going to be our next step. This goes down before everything. I wasn't too sure what this was, so I tasted a little bit of it, and it's just rubbing alcohol. So I have an extra little bottle of isopropyl here that we'll use to fill this up. Just kidding, I didn't actually taste it. Let's get started, guys. Let's start with the decontamination process using the pre-coat alcohol cleaner. Wizards recommends to flood the entire panel. So you want to get everything nice and soaking wet and then wipe it dry with a microfiber cloth. So yeah, let's see how this goes and let's get started. Alright, all decontaminated. This bottle sucks. I would recommend buying a bigger one. I had to refill this about 3 times. I don't know how they expect you to flood each panel and only provide you with 4 ounces. So get yourself a nice big spray bottle and throw that one in the garbage. So it's been a little bit. I just did the rear bumper and the trunk. It's not very bright over there, so you guys wouldn't have a very good shot anyway. So I'll probably set you up and do the fender here. I won't put it in time lapse just so you guys can see the application process for this first one, and then I'll probably switch it over to time lapse after that. So yeah, I'll get you guys set up and see you in a bit. So we're going to start off by loading up the applicator pad with about 10 to 12 drops. Comes out pretty quick, so it's hard to count. And like I said earlier, we're going to start one direction from north to south. And we're just gonna, north, south, north, south, north, south. And then once we get that all set up, and then we'll go east, west, across the whole panel. We'll give it about 2 to 4 minutes for it to flash off, and then we'll follow up behind it with the microfiber cloth here. And you'll kind of see it as you're applying it. It'll be streaky. Once it flashes off that 2 to 4 minutes, and you follow back up, that's what you're doing with the microfiber towel, is you're kind of leveling everything out, and you can see those streaks kind of go away. So let's just get started. And I'm overlapping as I go and lifting the pad off each time. So it's off and then going up back up to north. I like to stay in the body lines just so that it's really easy to keep track of what's been done and what hasn't been done. The stuff kind of smells like nail polish or nail polish remover. It's kind of strange. They say that you can go over your headlights and plastic pieces and stuff like that with this, but I'm not doing that right now. I think you can even do glass with it as well. So I'm trying to stay away from those places. If some gets on there, I'm not too worried about it. So there was our north-south. Now we're gonna follow that right back up with some east-west. I'm pushing not terribly hard. Making sure that the product is actually getting spread out, but I'm not digging my hand into this. good. We're going to let this flash off for a couple minutes and we'll wipe it down. All right, it's been 4 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and start leveling this out with this clean microfiber cloth. While I was waiting, I went ahead and applied to the rear fender as well, just so that when I'm done with this one, I can go right back and level that one out. So again, we're going to stay with the same motions, and you can see the ceramic coating. With this one, I'm actually not pressing down hardly at all, just kind of letting the microfiber cloth do its thing, leveling it all out. I think it's pretty important to stay going the same direction with this as well, so that if it does streak, your streaks are all going to be kind of in the same direction and it's leveling everything out. As we go along with this car, I might start playing around with some different tactics. I was a little intimidated at first, but it doesn't seem to be that bad. I don't know why I was so worried about it the first time. So yeah, you can still kind of see it streaking a little bit, but as you go over it and with the cloth, it's leveling out and giving it a nice glossy shine on it. You don't want to press very hard on this because you don't want to remove everything that you just put down. You want the ceramic coating to be on the car still. So that's why I'm going to be very light, and I got it folded over a couple times, and I'm just using this leading edge here and just kind of dragging it. It's pretty much all I'm doing. I'm pretty happy with that. Cool guys, I'm excited. We'll put you up in time-lapse car and try to knock this out. All right, that's the first side done. Let this sit about an hour, and then we do another coat after it dries. I think it fully cures in 8 days. So we'll just keep on rocking on this. Not really running into any issues. You may, to get a little bit more technical with it, you could probably take off like your door handles and your side mirrors if you really wanted to get that aggressive with it, or tape it off. I'm noticing like on the moldings and stuff like that around the windows that it's kind of getting a little bit of that greasiness going on from the ceramic coating just kind of rubbing up against it. No big deal to me. I'm just wiping it back off. Apparently this stuff can go over all that type of stuff, but I'm not purposely putting it on there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep rocking on the rest of the car. You guys probably won't see that because I'm just gonna try to knock it out. And like I said, wait about an hour and do another coat. If I come across anything that I need to let you guys know about, I'll stop. But the next time you see this car, hopefully it'll be done. So that's the first coat completely down. The entire vehicle's done. Got one coat on it. Took me about an hour and 10 minutes, so we're moving right along. I just wanted to stop real quick and point out some things that I forgot to mention. When you have a little bit of overlap, say for instance when you're doing the hood, half of the hood at each time, you're gonna have a little bit of overlap from the stuff that's already dried to the new stuff you're putting down. Whenever you come across that, you wanna use your microfiber towel and do a circular motion and try to mix in the newer stuff with the dried stuff when you're in the leveling process. Other than that, guys, this is going really great. I'm super excited with how it's turning out, and I can't wait to be done and show you guys the finished results. Stay tuned. That's a wrap. 2 coats done. We're about 2.5, 3-ish hours in with a little break in there that I took. Car looks freaking great. I'm exhausted. I'll take you down here and show you what we're dealing with. The gloss level and the flake is popping like crazy now. Everything's nice, smooth finish on it. Pretty stoked with how it turned out. Pretty easy. Just a lot of time and labor that went into it. Got a couple more things to do. Gonna clean the windshield and the windows. It's got water spots and stuff all over it that I haven't been taking care of since I wasn't doing anything with it. So yeah, we're gonna get this all cleaned up and take her outside and get you guys some glam shots. All right guys, that's gonna be a wrap for the video. It took me about 3 days all in from start to finish. The car's been sitting for about a week now, so everything's nice and fully cured and dried on it. There were a couple slight imperfections in there with the dragging of the microfiber tile and some lines and stuff that ceramic boost actually took out with a little bit of elbow grease and another microfiber tile. But other than that, man, the car's looking great. Everything's nice and soft and smooth and slick. The car looks wet all the time now, so I'm super happy with how it turned out. So if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Leave me a like, and maybe we'll do this again sometime. See you guys.